So this might be the most powerful NAS UGREEN has ever built. Today we're reviewing and testing the UGREEN NASync iDX6011 Pro. Now this is an AI-powered NAS with built-in LLM or local language model, Intel Core CPU, Thunderbolt 4, dual gigabit Ethernet port, and enough performance to replace both your cloud storage as well as a part of your workstation. So we're going to quickly unbox it, get it set up, and jump into the features that makes this NAS one of a kind. Of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Let's go. So UGREEN calls this a new category of storage, an AI NAS. Unlike cloud-based AI services, everything you run on this is going to be local to your device. So that means that your photos, your documents, voice recordings, your AI chats never leave your NAS. No public cloud, no data leak, and that's the way I actually like it. Now the standard of the system is UGREEN's local AI assistant called Uliya, running directly on the NAS hardware. Now let's jump into the hardware overview. Now the iDX6011 Pro is powered by Intel Core 7 Ultra 255H with ARC graphics and built-in AI Boost NPU. Now the key specs on this, kind of ridiculous for a NAS. It's going to have 16 cores, 16 threads, up to 5.1 gigahertz, 96 TOPS of AI compute, and this is designed for on-device AI workloads. This is workstation class silicone inside a network attached storage, and it really shows. So as far as memory, you're going to have up to 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, dual M.2 NVMe SSD slots, and this is for media caching, over 196 terabyte max storage, 6 drive bays, and as far as the storage option, you're going to have RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 6, RAID 10, and JBOD. Now this isn't just for backup, this is built for demanding workflows. Now connectivity is another big one. This is gonna have dual 10 gigabit LAN ports, 2 Thunderbolt ports that can give you speeds up to 40 gigabits per second. It's gonna have an 8K HDMI output, so this allows you to actually stream media directly from the NAS, which we don't see a lot on network attached storages. It's gonna have an Oculink out port for external GPU and storage, and with the Oculink port, you can connect external GPUs for high-speed storage or instantly enhance your AI performance or expand the capacity. PCIe Gen 4, and it's going to have SD 4.0 slot. The Thunderbolt 4 alone put this in a completely different class than most other consumer NAS. As far as the drive installation, this is pretty straightforward. This is the most straightforward way I've seen to install your drives on a network attached storage. Alright, so setting up this NAS is pretty straightforward. You do have a couple options. You can set it up directly from your mobile device. It will display a QR code. So that's the process I chose, but you can also go on your computer, go to the NAS Finder website, which we'll get into a little bit later, and find it and set it up that way. So to do it on your mobile, you're going to scan the QR code. And we're going to go ahead and open that because I do have the application already. All right, so you can see it actually popped up on the application. One thing that's cool about this is that if your device is on the same network, it should go ahead and locate it. So we're going to go ahead and register a new device. All right, I've read, I've understood, read, understand, hit next. And we're going to go ahead and set up our admin account. So admin account, password, let's go ahead and do that off camera. So we're going to go ahead and bind the device, access anytime, anywhere. We're going to put in our email, and we're going to go ahead and get our verification code. We're going to go ahead and initialize. And on the phone, it's letting us know that it is configuring our UGOS Pro. Of course, with the system, you're going to be able to not only access this on the phone application, but you can go into the web UI, which we're going to go on here in a little bit. But I love the fact that this touch screen is present, guys. So you can see on the main screen right here, has the date, has the time, has the CPU usage, GPU usage, as well as the RAM percentage that's used. If you swipe down from the bottom, you can see you have your notifications, which you can go ahead and clear. And if you swipe up, you do get those different settings. You can adjust the brightness, screen time off, wallpaper, language, restart, and you can shut down. We do have a couple pages here, so we slide to the right. This is going to be your hardware, so CPU. This is going to be your temperature, GPU percentage, NPU as well. Swipe again, this is going to be a network connection speed. So right now, not a lot of activity. You can see LAN 2 is not yet plugged in, so that's currently not providing any info. Swipe again, it's going to show you your hard drives. Drive 1 through 6 shows you the temperature as well as the capacity. So all of them are sitting at 3.6 terabytes, and you swipe again and it brings you to the home screen. All right, so I think this is great. I love the fact that you can kind of get through your favorite menus or just quick glance see system information. This is really useful. So as far as the power usage, I did go over this a little bit earlier. You can see this has been online for 10 minutes or so, 45 watts average. We did see a peak when it either booted up or was upgrading or initializing. See a peak as high as 77, maybe 80, but for the most part, it's gonna sit around 46 or 47 watts when it's just idle. And for a 6-bay high performance NAS, the power efficiency here is really impressive. So essentially you're getting a 6-bay AI NAS powered by a Core Ultra 7 processor, running built-in AI models, and pushing dual 10 gigabit Ethernet. And even with all that, the power draw stays surprisingly reasonable, and that's a big win for anyone that's going to run this 24/7. So accessing your NAS on the browser, you can do one of two things. So we already set ours up on our phone and we were able to scan that in, get the admin account created, so we don't need to do that again. Pretty cool that on the NAS itself it does have the IP address, so all I need to do is type it in the browser. However, if you want to set it up with your PC, all you need to do is make sure both devices are on the network. Then you're going to open your browser and go to find.ugnas.com, and it should find that NAS and bring you to the network setup. So it'll be find.ugnas.com. Of course, mine's not going to work just because my device is already set up, but I already know the IP address. So let's go ahead and put that in. Mine's .17. You can see it finds it right away. Again, you can scan the login, which is a good thing about UGREEN. All you need to do is scan that QR code from your phone and you can log in that way. Pretty cool. All right, let me go ahead and put in my username. All right, so here we are. Welcome to UGREEN NAS. All right, we're gonna start. All right, it's gonna give you a quick walkthrough of the user interface. Again, this is pretty self-explanatory. I've dealt with UGREEN NAS before. The UI is really simple, really easy to use. It's just like having a desktop computer. We will need to go ahead and set up our storage first thing. I do recommend that before you can start using it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and create. We're gonna select all the drives, at least for this. And below you can pick which version of RAID you want. Now with this, you can see it recommends RAID 5. So with RAID 5, out of the 21 terabytes, I'll have 18 available. So required at least 3 drives, data protection. If one hard drive fails, you still can be restored. So basically, if you lose one hard drive, you're still good to go. This is normally enough because rarely do you see multiple drives failing. So that's what I normally do. So I'm gonna go ahead and select. But again, if you want all your storage, you can go all the way up and do a RAID 0. But then if something happens, you're pretty much screwed. Or if you want more protection, you can do a RAID 6, where if 2 drive fails, you're still good. But then you're just down to 14 terabytes. So it's gonna be a risk versus reward. And I always feel like RAID 5 is just enough. So all right, it's going to tell you everything's going to be wiped. You need to go ahead and format it. Put in your credentials, confirm, and it start creating the storage spool for you. Storage spool created successfully. Now, one of the selling features of this NAS is universal search. And universal search allows you to put in keywords, put in phrases, anything that you need on your NAS. It is local, it will find it. So quick settings for universal search. You can set what applications you want it to monitor, and you can see it's set to pretty much monitor everything. Once those settings are turned on, it will go ahead and build an index for you, and then you're all set. So all you need to do essentially is just click on the search icon up top. Now you can search for anything that you like. So let's try cruise ship. All right, so you can see immediately it finds cruise ship for you, but you have options to select where the search results are coming from. So you can select photos, files, theater, music, voice memos, control panel. So of course, a lot of different options there. Let's try something else. Let's try vacation in Greece. All right, so you can see found the vacation pictures. You can click more, and then you can see the full montage of vacation photos. Let's try something else. Let's just say we wanted to look for a movie. You know, I like to demonstrate with Chicken Run, but what you'll notice is that it starts to look for other chicken photos, so you can select where you want it from. So if I just want it from theaters, I can go ahead and select that. I can remove theater. If I want it from my photos, you can see it bring up all the photos. So I think that's really cool, guys. Let's try something else. Let's just search for beaches. All right. So found in all the photos and beaches, you can click select and you can see the rest of them. I like to search for motorcycles or bikes. All right, so here's my bike. You can see it goes into all the bike photos that I have, which happens to be too many of them. Now the AI features is where this NAS is going to shine, and the Uliya local assistant is going to give you a lot of cool features. So Uliya is a fully local LLM, which means it doesn't store any information in the cloud. Everything is stored locally on your NAS. So with this, it supports AI chat, so you can ask it different questions about your NAS, about your system, about the photos, about documents, and it can answer for you. It also has file summary, file translation. So essentially you can upload a PDF, upload a Word document, ask it to summarize it. It will go ahead and do so. You can have it translated. You can ask it to translate to a different language. All of this works really seamlessly. Within this, you also have the option to create a knowledge base for Q&A. Also, you have smart commands on this system, which means you can ask it to do certain things to control your NAS. So in this example, I ask it to play Chicken Run, and you can see it immediately queued up Chicken Run and started playing it in a window within the NAS. So you can literally control your NAS with natural language, like creating albums, searching photos, or managing playback. Again, all is done locally. So essentially, you have AI features built into your NAS, which is the main standout. Voice Memos lets you record, translate, transcribe, as well as summarize and even generate mind maps for your audio that you have on the system. So this, of course, is perfect for your meetings, for your interviews, for your lectures, brainstorming. All you need to do is record or upload audio. Then you can have it do any of these things, and it will just make your life a lot easier. As far as some of the other cool features about this, the photo application does have AI organization done right. Again, another cool feature of this NAS, this is AI powered as well. So within the photo app, you do have face recognition. So you can label a face to a particular person. It will scan your entire album and put that name to that person. This is going to come in handy when it comes to searching or labeling. Just makes it a lot easier. This also has object and scene detection. Again, if you want to find maybe a photo with a sunshine, or photo with a bike in it, or photo with water, that can be achieved as well. You do have OCR text recognition, similar and duplicate photo detection, which is really cool. With this, a lot of folks have duplicates within their photo albums, and with this you can essentially weed out what's duplicate, what's similar, and you can make a decision based on what it finds. And also with this, you can find photos by just describing what they look like. As I mentioned, you can say find photos with children, or find photos at the beach, find photos at the pool, and it'll go ahead and do that with no issues. As I mentioned, this NAS also has an 8K HDMI output, which makes this a great option for connecting directly to a television or a monitor. So how this works is plug in HDMI directly to your TV and monitor, then you'll launch the UGREEN application, go to the theater application, find the content that you want to display. In the top right of that menu, you'll see a little TV icon. If you hit that button, you'll get the option to play via HDMI. Select that option, then you can play it directly on your screen. Now, this gives it a great option. Not everyone's going to be able to connect to it via network, but having the local connection, I think, is really useful. Another thing to add as a bonus is that while you're playing it via HDMI, within the application, you still have a lot of controls. So with the controls, you can fast forward, rewind, pause, you can adjust the volume, just a lot of options. Like I said, this is one of the few companies that I've seen have this as an option on their NAS, and I think this can come in really handy. So who is this NAS for? So if you're a content creator, a photographer, video editor, small business owner, power user, this NAS makes a lot of sense. This isn't just for storage. It stores your media, stores your content, streams your media and content on the go. So this essentially can replace your Plex, your MB server. This also has a lot of storage capacity, ports on the device that you can really use just to maximize efficiency. This isn't just a storage, like I said, this is a private AI workstation. So the UGREEN NASync iDX6011 Pro is easily one of the most ambitious NAS devices that we've ever seen. So I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description. Definitely check it out. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.